Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 154 of Cameron Sports Podcast. It's your favorite host here, Cameron Lindsay, and I'm back with a brand new episode. Today's episode is going to be about the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots Super Bowl 60 matchup. Now, of course, this ain't the. I'm going to be honest. This is not the most prettiest matchup on paper in Super Bowl history. Especially the first time when Seahawks and Patriots played each other in 2014. That was a real good match on paper. Now, granted, both these teams are 14 and 3, I believe. But one team has dominated a lot of good teams, and the other has had a really easy schedule. But let's get right into it. Let's start from the AFC and NFC championship games. The Patriots they defeated the Broncos 10-7 on the road in the AFC championship game to get to the Super Bowl. Their path to Super Bowl 60 has been, of course, they finished the regular season 14-3. They won the AFC East. They got the number 2 seed in the playoffs in the AFC. They defeated the 7 seed Chargers, my Chargers, 16-3 in the wild card round. They defeated the 5th seeded Houston Texans 28-16 in the divisional round, and they defeated the number 1 seeded Denver Broncos 10-7 in the AFC championship game. Now, like I said, I'm watching, NFL Network, First Take, all that, Get Up, all the shows, and but make some good points about the Patriots' path to the playoffs, good and bad, and it's like the pros to the Patriots' path to the Super Bowl is they play some elite defenses, like my Chargers, we got a really great defense, the Texans, elite defense, and the Broncos, elite defense. And they won each of those games. But the con, just like there's pros, there's cons to everything. The con is they really haven't been putting up that many points. They only put up 16 against my Chargers. Now, the Texans, they did put up 28, but most of that was due to C.J. Stroud turning the ball over 4 times, throwing 4 picks. So, 28 was the most they scored, but I don't think that wasn't really mostly Drake May. And Denver, I get it. It did snow. It was a snowstorm, but that was the second half. That first half was horrible. It was bad. And, it was so boring. I just really couldn't really focus on watching the AFC Championship game. I knew it was going to be boring, to be honest. And I love football. As a fan, as a journalist, I love watching it. So, but it's like knowing that Bo Nix is not playing. He's out for the rest of the season. We already know who's going to win. So, the Patriots' path it's been interesting. So it's some good things, but it's also some bad things, and they really haven't been averaging that many points in the playoffs. So their defense is playing pretty solid. But now for the Seattle Seahawks, they defeated the Los Angeles Rams 31-27 in the NFC Championship game. Their path to the Super Bowl 60, like I said, they won, I think, about 14 games, won 14-3. They got the number 1 seed in the NFC. They defeated the number 6 seed 49ers 41-6 in the divisional round, dominated them. And they defeated the Rams again in the NFC Championship game 31-27. Now, the Seahawks has been really good all season, just like the Patriots, just about. But the thing is, they have had a harder schedule in dominating fashion. They dominated the 49ers. They beat a good Rams team and a quarterback, Matthew Stafford, who's probably going to win MVP. If I could vote, I would give my vote to Matthew Stafford. But that Seahawks defense is very legit. Lyndon Williams, Nicky Mirari, Tyreek, what's the other corner's name? Witherspoon. All them boys, they are very legit players. The defense is very legit. They're arguably the best in the league. Sam Darnold has been looking very good. He's proved that 1 year in Minnesota is not a fluke, that he's emerging as a new player, a better quarterback. Jackson Smith-Njigba has clearly been the best receiver in football all year. Not even close. So, like I said, this Seahawks offensive line is very good also. So, yeah, they just feel like more loaded than the Patriots. Now, granted, like I said in the beginning, this is a rematch from the 2014 Super Bowl, Super Bowl 49, where the Patriots defeated the Seahawks 28-24. I was watching that game. The Seahawks were up 24-14 heading to the fourth quarter. Tom Brady led a comeback, and go up 20-24. The Seahawks had a chance to win the game on the 2-yard line. I think it was 2nd and goal, and that play called by Pete Carroll ended up sealing that fate with Malcolm Butler intercepting the pass and sealing the game for the Patriots. But obviously, these are two completely different teams, completely different coaches, completely different scenario, completely different stadium. So, yeah, like I said, that Super Bowl on paper was really good. This one, like I said, even though it's a rematch, it's not the sexiest matchup on paper. But if it's a good game, I'll still take that. That's all that matters. Now, as far as positioning and coaching advantage, I wrote down, quarterbacks, running backs, wideouts / tight ends, O-line, D-line, linebackers, defensive backs, and head coach. Excuse me. And I wrote down which team have the advantage in each category. Starting quarterback. This one I thought about a little bit. Of course, Sam Darnold having a really good year, but Drake May having a really, really good year, an MVP caliber year that he could possibly arguably win MVP. Potentially. He's, him and Stafford is going to be 1 and 2, but he could potentially win MVP. And I have to give the edge to Drake May. I just think Drake May's ceiling is better than Sam Darnold. I think he is better than Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold is on his way up, so. But I'll give the advantage to the Patriots for his quarterback position. Running backs, I had to think about it. I like New England's running backs, Stevenson and Travion Henderson, but I just think with Kenneth Walker and the Seattle run game, what he's been doing in the playoffs has been more electric, and better. I have to give the advantage to the Seahawks as far as running backs. Wideouts / tight ends. Thought about it a little bit, but it's like really outside of Stephon Diggs or Hunter Henry, who do you really fear on that Patriots team? The Seahawks, you got obviously Jackson Smith-Njigba. You got Cooper Kupp, even though he's not what he used to be when he was with the Rams, but he's still good. You got Rashid Shaheed, speedster, who's a great deep threat. So, I just feel like the Seahawks got the more advantage. I feel like more skill position, especially, the better number one receiver in JSN. And then, of course, like I said, Cooper Kupp and Rashid Shaheed. So I give the advantage to that. O-line, D-line, I think it's clearly Seahawks. The Patriots' offensive line have really not even been that good in the playoffs. My Chargers were able to get sacks and pressure on Drake May. The Texans were. The Denver was too, but what led the Patriots to winning is that my Chargers couldn't get no offense going ourselves. Their defense was really good. The Texans, C.J. Stroud threw 4 picks and turned the ball over multiple times. So you're not gonna win no game, no matter no matter how great your defense is. If you keep turning the ball over multiple times, your defense is gonna get tired. You're gonna put them in harm's way, bad position. It's not gonna go well. And I know people say defense wins championships, but really it's offense. You need a solid offense. Defense can help you win a championship, but you're going to need some type of offense. You need some, so you can't turn the ball. Like, look at the Ravens back in 2000. No, I'm not, 2000. Was it 2000? Yeah, 2000. They had a average to mediocre offense. Trent Dilfer didn't turn the ball over like that. All they needed was at least 10, 13 points, and they would win the game. That's how good that Ravens defense was. They just didn't need Trent Dilfer to turn the ball over. If C.J. Stroud would have not turned the ball over, they would have won that game. But it is what it is. Now, all-line D-line, like I said, Seahawks offense D-line has been very good, very good. DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams and them boys. Seahawks offensive line has been really, really good, protecting Sam Darnold. Patriots D-line is not really known for getting pressure that much. But even though they got Milton Williams, they signed in free agency from the Philadelphia Eagles, and like I said again, the offensive line has not been the best, so I have to give advantage to the Seahawks. Linebackers, I also get advantage to Seahawks. DBs, again, like I said, with Nick Emirari, their rookie safety from South Carolina that they drafted in the 2025 NFL draft. Tariq Woolen, Witherspoon. I just think Seahawks have a deeper deep defensive back room, even though the Patriots do got arguably probably the best defensive back in this game is Christian Gonzalez. And I really like his game. He's an elite corner. So he may be the best cornerback, but as far as a room, I think the Seahawks got the better defensive back room than the Patriots do. And head coach, I'm gonna give it to the Patriots. I think, I like Mike McDonald, but so obviously he hasn't been there that long. But Mike Vrabel has a lot more experience as a head coach. When he was with the Titans, he went to the AFC Championship game, went to playoffs multiple times. So I have to give the advantage to Mike Vrabel in this situation. Now, granted, it doesn't mean you go automatically win the game. But as far as just who's the better head coach, I would give it to Mike Vrabel over Mike McDonald. So, but this now leads me to my prediction for Super Bowl 60 this Friday, this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. And guess what, y'all? I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching the whole game. I got PTO from work. I'm so happy. I get to break down football, watch it, talk about it, watch it with my girl, watch it with my baby, watch the game, talk about it. This is the biggest game of the year, biggest game in sports, in my opinion. Even though my team not playing, I'm gonna be watching. Even though it's not the prettiest matchup, it's still football, and we're not gonna get professional football till literally August around training camp and preseason. So I'm definitely gonna be tuning in. And I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, well, do I think it could be a blowout potentially? And if it is, I think it's more likely that the Seahawks blow out the Patriots because I think they got more talent top to bottom. They got the better defense. They got the better O-line, D-line, and that's how you dominate the game in the trenches. They got the better receivers. They got a better running back. Now, quarterback, the Patriots got it. But something tells me, because Mike Vrabel is a very good coach, they're a very coached team, that this Patriots team might shock us a little bit. And I've been seeing the question on TV, NFL Network, do the Patriots deserve more respect? And, like I said, even though they do got a weak schedule, and I told one of my homeboys this, basically like an older brother to me who works at, same job I do. He's a Patriots fan. Shout out to Mario. And even he said, I told him but you can't control who you play. You play who you play. And, he said, I doubted the Patriots. And I did. I did not see this coming. I'm not going to lie. Even as a journalist, as a fan, I did not see this coming from the Patriots. I thought it'll take a little while, a year or two or three, for them to start being competitive because how good and dominant the Buffalo Bills has been in that division. So, but with the free agent signings they had and Drake May taking another leap like Jaden Daniels did in his rookie year last year. So, with that being said, I just feel like, the Patriots do deserve more respect. Like I said, it has been the prettiest wins in the playoffs, especially offensive side of the football. But, hey, would I take that? If it was my Chargers, would I take these wins, even if they're not the prettiest? Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah, I would take it. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't. But with that being said, I just think that the better team, the better roster is going to win this game. And I got the Seattle Seahawks winning Super Bowl 60, 21-17 over the New England Patriots. I think it'll be hopefully be closer than we think. I think it'll be closer than we think. But I would not be shocked if this game gets ugly like it did last year with the Eagles and the Chiefs in New Orleans. Hopefully it does not, because that game was bad. That game was bad. I wanted the Eagles to win, but wow, woo. I'm going to go 21-17, and I think it'll be a close one, a good game. Like I said, not the prettiest. Some people may not be tuned in. They may be tuned into the halftime show, see Bad Bunny. I've never been into halftime shows, but I'm be more locked into this game. See how it is. See how Drake May plays when the spotlight is his brightest. How he looks now. I'm hearing that he got shoulder problems that he injured in the win against Denver in the AFC Championship game. And I feel like if he plays bad, one of two things is going to happen. If he plays bad and they lose, they're going to be like, well, he was hurt, his shoulders, he went 100%, so, blah, blah, blah. He couldn't, if he was healthy, it probably would have been different. It's going to be that excuse, which, granted, but there's going to be that excuse. Or if let's say he plays somewhat good, good, but not great, and they lose by only 21-17, they be like, dang, imagine if Drake May was completely healthy. We really would have won. So, or again, he's just second, third year quarterback. It's okay. He lost. He'll learn from it. Which you hope he will learn from it. So, but yeah, it would not shock me if the Seahawks won. I just don't think the Patriots would be likely to blow the Seahawks out. If the Patriots win, it'll be close. But I got 21-17, and I'm hoping it's close. But it would not shock me because the way the Seahawks dominated the 49ers, they beat up on the Rams. It would not shock me at all. So, but let me know in the comments down below what is your Super Bowl 60 prediction, Super Bowl MVP. I think, my Super Bowl MVP would be, I'm gonna go Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think he's going to win Super Bowl MVP. I think he's gonna have some spectacular catches like he did in the NFC Championship game with that one-hander he did. I think I got him winning Super Bowl MVP. If not, I got Sam Darnold as my second pick to win Super Bowl MVP, Jackson Smith-Njigba or Sam Darnold. Let me know in the comments below who you have winning, who's your Super Bowl MVP, what's the score, why, who you think has the advantage as far as positions, players, head coach. And make sure you tune in 6:30 p.m. this Sunday on NBC. I'm going to be tuning in for this game. I hope you all are too. I definitely appreciate you watching another episode of Cameron Sports Podcast. I definitely appreciate each episode that you watch, no matter how far along you are. These episodes ain't going nowhere. You can always tune in and click that. Make sure to click that like, subscribe button. Like, subscribe, and post notifications if you want to touch down with Cam, because we only going up from here, and I don't want you to be left behind. So, but I'll catch y'all next time for another episode of Cameron Sports Podcast. This has been your favorite host, Cameron Lindsay. I'm checking out, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care.